Welcome at Ask Professor. Hopefully you enjoy the course, you meet and greet all the colleagues of today. I see also a lot of good connections with information, also with the real life cases. So good exchange, and I like that very much. So let's see what are the questions, so let's start. The first question was about what is the difference and also the influences and the priority in this of the local government and also the national government. And that's totally depending on about the idea, the project, the proposal, but also the projects, which size it is. When it is just local in a city or in a state or something like that, it can be handled by the local government. But when it is related and also connected to the national influence, then it's clear that the national government is more and higher priority than the local, because the national body is also paying it. So when it is really related to the national influences or the national need or priority, it's always the national body who makes really the difference in making decisions. But also on the local side, so when there is a very small idea or just local in the city or just around the city, then the local government is really important, and then you don't see much influences from the national body, because that is just decentralized and they have to make the decision. But that's the situation in Holland. So the question to you is, what is the situation in your country, and is it different organized, yes or no? I think it is different, but I don't know, because I know only the situation here in Europe, or mostly here in the Netherlands. So good luck with the discussion. I really like to compliment you all when I look in the real life challenges. You put all your information per country. I see Germany, Canada, I see Indonesia, Greece, Portugal. All these countries are there, and also the Netherlands, of course. But I think it's really important to read how every country organized the public transport. You learn a lot, you see different ways of how it is organized. What about the operations, what about the organization and the finances, and how much departments they have, etc., etc. That's really interesting to know, because every country has a reason why they are organized like this. There is no one recipe fits all. It's always depending on what and how you organize and what is the priority. When you look in America, for example, it's more about freight than passengers. So you really see a different way of organizing investments and also how to deal with the operations. And that's normal. So every country has its own background, its own purpose to do as it is doing in that country. So please go on with the discussion in the real life cases. I really enjoyed, and I also learned something. So please read in week 1 and go on with this. That would be very important. Next question is about regulatory governance, and also the way how these bodies are working. And you could say they have no influence, but I think it's not true. There is really, I saw the discussion, very good discussion, but there's really a difference, because when you talk about police or fireworks or fire brigades, they really have a big influence when it is about safety. So I would make the difference in, say, what is safety related or stakeholder related, then they have really an influence. When it is just not that, and just to say, okay, is there an influence because, for example, the fire brigades, they can discuss or they have an opinion about an operation scheme, but yeah, why? So when it is related to safety, then it is really an issue, and then I would say they have a high priority, because a fire brigade can really stop everything when you like to do changes inside the tunnel, and then what? So it could be very important, but it's depending on the topic and also about the safety. Safety first. The last question of today is about the shortage of people here in Holland to do the traffic management and operations. And that's really an issue, and we saw that many years before that could be a big problem when there is a lack of personnel. What to do about it? Yeah, you can say, okay, we need ATO, we need automatic train operation, and then it would be much easier to combine these operation guys and also the processes in a more stable and robust way. Because when the computer is doing well and there is no disturbance, then why do you need all these people to do the steering and to make recalculations? That's a good question, but also you can have this question of today. How to make these operations more robust, so you don't need all these protocols to change. And you have to change that we don't work on paper or Excel or with other tables anymore. We have to make it automatically. And that's the question. When do we start with the digitalization to make this more automatically? And then the shortest question for today, how do we solve the shortage of people? I don't know. It's not possible, I think. Maybe more salary, do you get more people? I don't know. But that's really an issue, and we cannot change it tomorrow. But we can change today to go on and make the digitalization happening and start with this very important process to make it more robust and lack of problems for the future. So let's see. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed. There were nice questions, nice discussions, real life challenges. So good to see. Make these interactions with each other, and that helps also a lot, and also to understand other situations in other countries. And that's typical, the interfaces you learn a lot. So please go on, and see you next time at Ask the Professor.